Thank you so much for tuning in. I am clearly stated, and you are with Vibrating Minds. We are going to touch on the series of the Law of Attraction Emotional Scale Frequency, which is what I was initially talking about in my last video. I want to go back to that because I was talking at the end of my last video about how you can bring together many different frequencies and kind of mush yourself through and push yourself up to a higher frequency. So that's definitely doable. So with the lower frequencies of fear, grief, despair, and powerlessness, we also have a frequency of insecurity, guilt, and unworthiness. That's the next level frequency. When you feel very insecure, guilty over something you've done or shouldn't have done, and not worthy of being present, being part of. And I'm going to kind of go with this because this kind of touches on a lot of stuff for me. So insecurity, this is something that we can carry that we're not even aware of that we have. And the main reason for insecurities is because we have a lack of. So this goes back to my previous videos there I was talking about today about lack of an ancestral DNA lineage, right? You've been stamped. Your DNA's been stamped, right? It's been stamped with your ancestral lineage. You don't own that. You don't own none of that. The only thing you have to do through this process, play a role. This is an experiment, an experience. Play your role. Maneuver emotions. Understand how they're pivotal to the entire experience. Understand the yin-yang aspect of life. You need one to have the other. You need the other to have the other. It's a yin-yang. That's how it works. Nothing is consistent and continually balanced. Nothing is stagnant. Nothing is constant. Everything is moving all the time. Continual. Limitless. So when you think of that, and you think of insecurities and guilt and unworthiness, it's a lack of, and that lack of comes from your primary environment through the life experiment that you are going through. Okay? So insecurity is usually a lack of, and the reason it's a lack of is because in your primary environment, there was obviously an energy of not having enough of, not having, not being worthy of presence, which comes very easily. You know, I know for me, being baby of the family, right? I was always the youngest. So if, my brother was, my brothers were, had their friends over or whatever, they never wanted me in the room. Who does, right? So that created, without them being aware of what they're doing, because they're just doing their own life experience. They're living their own storyline. That created an automatic lack of for me. And it's a subconscious lack of, right? Which creates insecurity. Ooh. Also had a lot of toxicity in my environment, right? A lot of toxicity. Although I didn't understand at that young age what guilt was, I was taught shame because I was laughed at a lot because I was the baby. They laughed at me. Right? So that created a sense of shame because I was laughed at. So I never felt worthy. So I sat at that frequency for many, 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 many years. When I think about it now, it's kind of mind-blowing the amount of time I spent at that frequency. And it's the second lowest. So that's incredible. When I think of the amount of transformation that I've done in just the past few weeks, let alone the past few months, and you go back and you watch the videos and you'll get the sentiment because I did video some of it and whatever. Anyway, you'll get the sentiment and you'll know. When I think of the amount of growth that I've come to in the past few weeks, is absolutely mind-blowing. And if I can help anybody come to any type of realizations that will allow them to catapult to the highest frequency, to understand your own power. The other thing I've also learned, the biggest lesson I've learned through this transformation, is everything they told us was true is a lie. And everything they told us was myth, mythical, magical, is the truth. Yeah, I said it. Everything they told us was true is a lie. And everything they told us was mythical, magical, warlocky or witchy, or that is the truth. And they turn that into a really negative thing, right? They know how to program us. Ford said it. He didn't want thinking people. He needed working people. Didn't want people to use their brains. He wanted people to conform. Google it. We've got to become part of the new earth now. We have to become the thinking people. The people that are here to protect Mother Earth. Protect everything that breathes. Remove the greed that this experiment has been growing on levels that is absolutely mind-blowing. We have to stop this. And it has to start somewhere. We have to give the message. We have to reprogram. I know I'm going to sound nuts. That's okay. You can shut me off and go tell people that I'm cuckoo. All good. Go for it. I'm not making, you believe in anything you don't want to believe in. I'm just giving you my version, my addition, my experiment, and the knowledge that I've gained while I was here, and what information I can give the next generations that'll help them become better versions of themselves. That's the amazing part of it all. So again, let's just roll and ride this. Learn to stop blaming. Raise your frequency. Become a better version of you every single day. And it starts with talking kindly to yourself. speaking kind words, being gentle to your mishaps, to your mistakes, to your wrongdoings. Taking accountability when you do make a mistake. And when I say accountability, I mean accountability. When you look at somebody and say, I am truly sorry that I did that to you, then you need to truly be sorry for what you did to that person, whatever that was, and make sure you don't do it to them or anybody else again. And when you do it again, you apologize. But if you're doing it the second time around, it's because you didn't think about what you did the first time. Because the first time was not an apology. You just spoke to appease somebody. You didn't speak with meaning. You spoke to appease. That means nothing. Till next time. Clearly stated, this is Vibrating Minds.